Hey everybody, it's Joker, and people are late today. So we'll be having some people come here in a minute, and we're going to be talking about a couple things. First and foremost, we're going to be talking about some upcoming events. We're going to talk about what's going on this weekend. I'm going to talk about finding my. There we go. My headset's not plugged in right. There we go. And you know, Papa is late.
Oh, hey everybody, it's Papa, and I'm not late today. Joker just can't seem to decide on which platform he wants to use.
So it's okay. Don't even try blaming that crap on me.
Hey. I was ready to go. You're sending things different locations and all sorts of stuff there. So, but I still love you, and that's okay.
Yeah. As always, with me is the man of the biggest heart and the smallest stature, Greg Paparizzi from Dead End Outfitters.
Good evening.
What?
I said good evening.
Oh,
wow. So defensive you are.
You're snippy today. You figure somebody that's gone on out of town and on vacation for like 10 days or whatever will be much better behaved and have a better disposition. Not you, sir.
I have a perfect disposition. My disposition is this.
Anyways, welcome everybody to another exciting edition. And by exciting, what does mean that you're probably bored on a Thursday evening and watching us talk about everything going on. Rattle this rage. Hello. How are you? So we do have some stuff to talk about. We have some interesting things, some good things, some not so good things. So we'll jump right into it. Let's start talking about what's going to happen this weekend. And this weekend is Op 31 is having its game day on Saturday. So if you guys are in the area, come on by and
sorry, I keep disappointing. I'm disappearing. I'm disappointing also. Sorry, I keep disappearing. I am still settling in my my dinner.
My dinner hasn't gotten here yet.
We should make this a thing for everyone. We should certainly make this sushi Thursday.
Mine's on the way. It'll be the second time I had sushi today, to be honest with you.
This is the first time I've eaten. No. I had cereal earlier, so it doesn't count as the first time.
I'm still wondering why that some of these Facebook group stuff has some issues.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, at this point, I'm gonna find a much better
service
system to use that's just easier all the way around, because it's kind of getting ridiculous that each time we got to go to try to set some stuff up, things are not going. Things are just not working right. So.
Right. One thing, it's growing pains. That's all. Speaking of growing pains, look at that. That's a tradition or a segue, kids. That's what that's called. I finished the floor for the shop, which feels wonderful, and I actually have the majority of tools and everything all here in the workshop. Getting ready to put orders in for the retail for the shop. So very exciting. Things are going very well, very smooth. That's to say that nothing is going according to plan, and there is no actual plan. So it's just seat of the pants and make it happen.
All right. Well, I fixed that portion again. So. All right, so evidently now we can see Yordi talking, unfortunately. I just got a question. Does Yordi even play Airsoft anymore? Does Battery play Airsoft anymore?
I was wondering the same thing, and if I could communicate with him, we could probably get an answer. But that doesn't happen either. So
I know, right? It's as if he's actively trying to hide from some of us.
And that hurts. If I had a heart, it would sting right where the heart would be. Except you do you? He says he does. Says he does still play. He
I don't
just
know,
plays
man.
somewhere else, apparently, not with us.
Evidently, because
Sorry, I don't know what.
are you really taking phone calls during our live? That's so disrespectful.
Well, you're aware of what just happened, so I'm trying to make sure that I didn't recognize the number. I'm trying to make sure that is resolved.
Yeah. So why don't we jump right into some of the bad here, and let's talk a little bit about what's going on with in the. Come on, stop that! My phone does not want to stand up today. There we go. Let's talk about some of the good and some of the bad. So let's talk about let's jump into some of the bad. So I don't call you. I don't call you. Oh, dead to me. I think all the time. So anyways, let's jump into talk about what's going on with Op 31. Unfortunately, the days are numbered for Op 31.
We are actively looking for a new field. We did have some issues occur, and we're happy to share those with you guys. It's unfortunate when we took the field over, when Dead End Outfitters took the field over, we were unaware of certain things, certain restrictions that these restrictions weren't being adhered to when we took it, so we had no reason to believe that those restrictions were in place. Come to find out that the land we were playing on was either agricultural or open agriculture, I don't remember which, and which is fine. We were told that we needed a special exception. Should be easy enough. We were actually told that no problem, should be easy to get the special exception, which it looked like it was going to be. We applied for the special exception. We were getting the survey. We were doing all that, getting all that done. And while we were doing that, the county also came and said, okay, we have to now take a look at everything that is permitted. Okay, shouldn't be a problem either. So the county came out. We walked the entire field. They looked at everything, said, okay, I don't see much of a problem here for what you're doing. Maybe, might have to pull this, but I'll go back and we'll pull all the permits for the field. Come to find out that there were no permits for anything on the field, including the house, unfortunately. What that meant was it was either keep the field, go for the special exception, tear every single structure down that exists on the field, and that means every structure that exists on the field, including the house, and then rebuild every one of them according to code, which means a slab for the house if we were to rebuild the house, et cetera, things like that. And we were looking at approximately $40,000 before we can even start playing again. So we had an engineer come out, we kind of put everything together, and the bottom line was that $40,000 for a 10-acre field that we've already outgrown didn't make any sense to put that much more money into it. So instead, now what we're doing is we're looking for anywhere between 20 and 40 acres so that we can accommodate all the players, new and old, get everybody out there. We're trying to keep it very much as much of the same location as we possibly can. It's been recommended that we don't go to Charlotte in Charlotte County, just because of the way the county runs. If we don't go to Charlotte County, we are actually looking at some places in LaBelle. We have found some that are already partially, I don't want to say partially built or anything, but there's some trails on them. There's some trees. There's open field area, things like that. So a lot of the work that we would normally have to do, we won't have to do there. So that's going to be beneficial to us. We have about 60 days, give or take, that we can finish up the games that we have on the field before we have to shut down completely. We're trying to get the new field before then. We do have some things in place that we're trying to accommodate by setting up some possibly some games at alternative fields, going and setting up some mini events, things like that. So and we'll do our best to have some big grand, last game event at Op type thing, and get everybody on out there.
Yeah,
so,
Bird was going to want a night game.
What's that? Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so I mean, we'll probably have to do one last night game out there or whatever, one last big something or other out there, and then call it. But rest assured, the new field will be every bit that the old field is, and then some. It'll be bigger, it'll be more accommodating, but we will build it out exactly the same way as we have the current Op built out. So that's our promise to everyone.
And that is always good. So that's the bad news, that South Florida is losing a field, at least temporarily, while they try to locate a new field for the players that are there. So it sucks, but needs it. We have to move. It has to move forward and move on. All right.
What's the old thing about breaking eggs and making omelets? That's all it is. That's all it is. We're just making a bigger omelet. That's all. I'm not worried about it, guys.
So one of the other things that we wanted to talk about, moving into the positive stuff and all that, obviously there's going to be a game day this weekend, so we're going to have fun.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
If I win the lottery, I'll buy the old DeSado Correctional Facility on 31 and donate it.
And I will absolutely take it.
Yeah,
we've looked into buying that before. We've looked into leasing it before. Unfortunately, the guy there is not at all accommodating when it comes to, he wants outrageous numbers for even just the lease, even just to go on there for a moment, have an event. So that's why we haven't had one there yet.
Yeah, that's kind of just insane.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, it's a $13 million property that's making no revenue, so it's just sitting there.
Well, if somebody's going to come out there, they should pay the top dollar for it. Yeah.
Okay. Good business plan. Keep losing money while you sit there. That's good. That's always a good idea. So go ahead.
So some other cool stuff. We have our list of cool events that are coming up. So for those of you that are wondering what we're going to be doing, I need to open Discord for this one. We have the list of events that we're going to go to. But there's something that we have not done in a while, which we should probably start off with doing again, which is let's go ahead and thank our sponsors for doing all this. We'd like to thank Dead End Outfitters for all the support they have. We'd like to thank High Powered Airsoft for all the fun BB stuff that they give us, for all the good pew-pews, Northwest Airsoft, and of course the support from Doomsday Airsoft. So some of the events that we're going to be going to that we're really excited for. Let's see, the upcoming op list. We have the 3rd annual VFA game. That's going to be in Black Ops Bristol. This is actually a double positive for me. Not only am I going to this event, but I also get to see one of my really good friends, because him and his family are going to be up there. So I'm going Turks for that one. So that's going to be, as it stands right now, I'm going solo. Oh, thank you very much, Aiden, for the kind words. He said, I like all your videos. So I'll be going Turks for that one, which is any camo color. After that, we're going to have Bad Blood 2021. That's in New Milford, Pennsylvania, EMR Event Park, June 25th to the 27th. My team and I are going Marxist, so we'll be solid tan. That one, that field alone, it should be a field that people just go to at least once. I know there's a couple people, we won't mention any names, Steve, Tom, that has a little problem with, that you have to pay for camping and stuff like that. But they don't actually rent out the entire field. It's more of a charity event that they throw. So, the field's got to make some money somehow. So, all right. Then Mayhem Mill 2, which is July 9th through the 11th in Carlisle, South Carolina, Operation Light Claws event. I'm going to be going Rebels for that event in green. The guys and I are all going to go that way. Now, that event, if you guys had seen some of the previous video where I was inside the little hidey hole, hiding inside of that back office, I'll play some of the. We're actually going to talk about some of these events in more detail, and I'll throw up some of the videos and all that. But just to give it like some explanation of why some of these places are important to go to. After that is going to be. It's not even airsoft related; it's just cool related. The battle bus has been hired by Evil Expo up in Pennsylvania, so it's going to be King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, which really interesting name for a town. Let me tell you. So we're actually bringing the battle bus, the battle buck up there. Braxton's going with the Humvee and his Audi. So, and we're staying at the hotel, which is also the convention hall. So it's all in one spot. It's going to be a pretty badass event. I'm really looking forward to it. What up, John? So there's that. After that, we have the next biggest one that I'm extremely excited for, which is the Third Coast event, Sirius Viking 3 at the Guardian Center. Guys, if you like AOs, this is the place you go to. So,
I've been told that I have to go to that one. Is that correct?
Yes, that is the one that you have to go to, sir. You have to go, and you have to go green, because evidently we get to shoot the guys from Dark Horse 6 a lot.
What's the date of that again?
It's September 17th through the 19th.
Okay.
At the Guardian Center. This one, the Guardian Center gets a little bug up their butts at times, and they decide that they don't want to have airsofters there. So I guess not the right way to do it. They make business decisions to not allow airsoft events there. So the Guardian Center shuts it down. So the best thing to do is when it's available, jump on it. Just get to the Guardian Center, play there. It's going to be a fun event. TCA does throw some pretty good events. We're going to be Eastern Forces on that one. Fight Company. We are bringing the gun truck and the battle bug, which, speaking of the gun truck, just before the stream, I dropped it off at my neighbor's house. It's going to get painted this weekend. All right. And then the next one that we have situated for sure is Fulda Gap Scenario, October 8th to the 10th in Hickory, North Carolina. Check out FuldaGapAirsoft.com for the information on that one. We are going Warsaw, which is tan multicam. This is another one where the AO itself is what shines. If you've never been to the place to play at, it has some really cool things. And I swear to God, you people keep trying to make me say that one name that begins with a C. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So evidently,
No idea what you're talking about.
Huh?
So I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay,
so people following on Facebook or something?
Well, no. I'm also on TikTok, streaming live, and there's a trend on TikTok right now where they want you to say a certain person's name, and it's Candice.
Why do we say that name?
Because what happens is they say something like, "That name has died." Who?
What?
Yeah. Who are you talking about?
Is this like the new Rickroll thing?
It's Candace fit in your mouth is what the joke is.
Oh, like D's. Oh, it's a whole new D's.
IW Grunt. When is Copperhead again?
Good evening, John. Thanks for joining, by the way.
You're late to the party. I already said hi to him.
I didn't hear you say it. I saw him pop up here.
Yeah, that's why he said, "What's up, guy?"
Okay. Whatever. How about that? You could be alone.
Let me see when is it going to come up?
I
Labor
guess
Day weekend.
you're not to build.
Labor Day weekend, huh? That might be a no again. Yeah, because that's the weekend before. And yeah, I'm gonna have to say no to. I'm gonna have to say no to Copperhead, man. As much as I would love to go to Copperhead.
It's supposed to be a good one, right?
Cam, you're way off base, man. It's Sunday is that other holiday I don't celebrate, not the other day I don't celebrate. Okay, so let's go into a little bit more about this before we jump into. Do we want to jump right into keep going into the events, or do we want to jump into talking about the thing that we started talking about, which is the title of it?
Before we bring that up, though, it was something I wanted to I didn't want to address if I could. I wanted to first thank everybody for their patience with and I mean across the board, not just coming from me, but I know that other builders, other retailers, everyone, especially the smaller companies, the supply. You and I have talked about this many times. The supply chain is just destroyed between COVID and all the shipping, and then obviously with the canal and all that kind of stuff. It's absolutely demolished, and resupply has been even worse. So before, when they still had stuff in stock, getting it was difficult because it took forever. Now finding it in stock, I mean, that's like finding gold, and then actually being able to get it to ship is even harder. So, really, I'm extending my appreciation, and just because my apologies. Although, I feel I owe apologies to everyone because it's taking so slow. It would be faster if I could make it faster, But I told someone the other day, he's like, hey, our barrel's in, and I had to check. I'm like, oh, yep, they're finally in stock. I did not clarify that, yes, the supplier has them in stock. That doesn't mean they're here yet. And it's unfortunate. I did not mean to mislead. And I showed you the other day, February 2022 is one supply of barrels now is pre-order by February 2022. So we're actively hunting new suppliers, and I spent part of my time on vacation trying to hunt down a good machine shop so that we might actually start. The D-Hop might become its own actual barrel company. We might actually start making our own barrels.
It almost seems as if that's the way it has to go,
I can't, if I can't rely on someone else, I'm not going to keep letting people down because of someone else. So that's just how I'm trying to handle the problem. But that is a problem out there, guys. If you want work done that requires parts, some builders have some parts in stock, but you got to know that those have been depleted already as well. So we're doing the best we can and trying to keep as much in stock and get these guns back to you guys as quickly as possible. And so bear with us. We're doing all that we can, and hoping that the bigger echelons are doing all they can for us. So that's my diplomatic way of saying something.
So do we want to jump into talking a little bit about more event and go in detail about the events, or do we want to go straight in and talk about
we can talk about that. If you want to share something for me, though, there's one last thing I want to share before we did try to keep things on a smiley note. One last item I would like to, let me share my screen here. And I will say that one there, share that. On July 15th, this guy right here, they're actually they're opening the base and they're letting us. They're actually letting us to go in person to his scout graduation. So we missed his basic training graduation, but they're going to let us go to his cavalry scout graduation. So that picture just came in today, and that is, I wept. Like it was, and it's funny because I look at it and he looks 10 and 20 at the same time somehow. I don't know, right there. But I just wanted to share that, and then obviously, July 15th, that whole weekend I'll be up in Georgia visiting him. So
nice.
Yeah.
So
that's the last of my stuff. There you go. Now we can jump right into the other thing.
All right. So let's talk about this professional airsoft league, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull up. Let me get my screen all set up here. So I saw like a splattering of this start to go around, and I was sort of like, not really paying attention to it. I thought that, honestly, I originally thought that this was possibly a rebrand by the guys from APL, Airsoft Pro League. So I spent the better part of 3 days, not 3 days, all day, trying to figure out what the hell is this. And legit, the only thing I could find is this page that popped up. It's half complete. It's got a couple videos on here, but nothing major. Like that doesn't even look like a P. That just looks like foul.
I thought it was F. I thought it was FAL. I thought it was somebody branding a new FAL gun. I was like, wow, what's going on here? First time I saw it. And guys, this is really going to be a time where I know for me personally, Joker, I'm sure you as well. Please start to comment on this, because we're going to go from the specific here to the generalization of pro leagues, of really getting that larger organization of airsoft together, and what you guys think, what you want to see, and all that. Because, and not Joker, not to steal your thunder, but what you and I talked about as well, the pandering piece. And if you want to open that up, that
let's talk a little bit about what I'm seeing here, right? First off, it just says it's in the United States. Where the hell is this at? Where do you go to actually sign up for this? They don't have a website. I did send a message earlier and ask, hey, I have a question. Can you help? Sure, maybe. How can we help? Well, PAL started getting some buzz, and actually backspaced out what I said. It was a lot of negative buzz because of APL. So I was like, we're going to go live tonight to discuss it. Awesome. What would you like to know? There does not seem to be much information on it. Do you have a media release about PAL? And it was a long response, long response when they, comparatively speaking, that they went 10 minutes before I sent a follow-up message, which was offering up a $50K purse. How does a team sign up for that? What are the prizes look like? Is it going to be a pay-per-view event similar to Airsoft Pro League? Just trying to get some information. And there's been zero response since, over an hour and a half ago.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Personally, it's like we've had this discussion in the past where I've been looking forward to something like this, but like right here, it says, we're looking for the best Airsoft CQB 5-man teams to compete for $50,000. That's great. Not a single commenter on it. You go to the about page, community. There's nothing. Photos.
There's not even a picture. Okay.
Oh, I guess they're on Instagram.
By the way, thank you, John. I appreciate that. I didn't want to interrupt, Joker. I appreciate the congratulations. Thank you. Super proud. I was like, hey, their page looks just like yours.
Okay, so 16 posts. And it's all the same stuff from 3 weeks ago. So I guess I could look up. Let's look up lovebirds. Okay. They don't come up with anything. What about slingshots?
These are all team names, right?
Yeah. That's,
Right. So while you're doing that, like, if you're going to go full on and you're going to invite people to win $50,000, you should probably be a little more established. And unless these guys have a benefactor who's a multimillionaire willing just to throw it up there, where are they getting the 50? I mean, I'm sure there's got to be a sign-up fee, and it's probably per person. It's probably $125 per person or something like that, or $100 per person for teams, so $500 a team, right? Are they hoping for, 100 teams to sign up so that they can cover that purse?
I have no idea.
Yeah. It would be great if they responded to you so you could have an idea. And you know me, I'm generally not negative. I like growing the sport. I hate when something like this
like none of these are coming up. Task Force, what is it? 253? Oh, that didn't work.
Oh, goodbye. Well, I guess it's just me then. So, while he's trying to figure out what he just did wrong, one of the big things I feel like, just like with when the APL or Airsoft Pro League came out, it's got nothing to do with my feelings about them, about it being mostly a CQB thing, because I understand that. You have to have this. You have to have a small arena event. Don't have to, but people find it easier. A small arena event where it can be watched. If you got 10 guys on the field, it's not that hard to have, 5 refs watching those 10 guys. So I get that piece and all that, but I really felt like with the APL now with these guys, the word I kept using was pandering. I really felt like it was just trying to play into the guys so that you're dragging them in. I don't think we need to drag anybody anywhere. I think if we put the right stuff out there, if we build the right events, the right games, and I mean that's already been proven, people will show up. You're talking about events now here in the States that get anywhere from 400 to 700 players. That's more than enough because they're putting on a good event. They're not enticing them with lofty yet unattainable rewards. I think that if we were to find out truly from the community, what would you see? Forget about how it's taken care of. APL was on the right track with their with running all the cameras that they did. That was a great job. I think everything else was terrible, but their camera play was great. So convert that over to a field event instead. Put that on literally like a 4-acre field. Still do 5-on-5, but now you're in a field area. Take those cameras, you put them out there, you do fly events and all that kind of stuff. That'll work. You can do something like that. And that literally just right off the dome.
Yeah, but the problem that comes up with that is trying to get people when it comes down to trying to do like a pro league or anything else like that. Milsim does not correlate well with tournament-based play. It has to be small 5-man teams. Being outdoor, it's kind of hard to see if shots are hitting or anything else. I mean, the reason why APL would have worked if they actually would have edited properly the first time, if they would have listened to the insight, if they would have followed through on any of their promises that were there, was that people would have went there because it would have appealed to a much broader audience.
Right.
Supposedly APL is still supposed to be re-editing and re-releasing their stuff. I mean, we can look that up in a minute, but The thing, like trying to do any sort of digging into this, you can't find any of these squads. These first off, oh no, I guess it is 8 squads. You're trying to find 8 squads that are online, because if you're a squad and not online, how did they get found? They must have been at the local field, whatever they're at, and they probably built these squads. I'm not saying that it's not possible that they existed, but and I'm not saying that because of not saying that because I haven't heard of them that they don't exist, but I do travel around quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So where do these squads come from? Where did they learn about this? There's no press, no nothing. It's just weird. It's almost as if, looking at it, some of the art also looks pretty similar, like pretty similar style and all that. I don't want to say that these are 100% made up or anything else like that. I really don't know. But that's like some of the stuff that we don't have questions on, that we don't have questions to. It's like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I would love a pro league like this because I think it could elevate the sport even higher. I think APL was on the right track. They just missed the mark because of how they decided to market it to airsofters. I understand it was not intended to be marketed to airsofters at all. It was intended to be. It was intended to drum up enough buzz so that way it could actually become an actual TV show that's maybe picked up on one of the higher numbered channels for weird sports and all that shit, like the Highlander Games channel would have Airsoft now, which is not necessarily a bad thing because, the way the technology is now for Airsoft, it's ready for Prime. It really is. They had sort of the right APL sort of had the right idea, just really piss poor implementation where they did not advertise for it. They preliminaries and everything else. They based it off of whatever that reach was, the reach of that particular team. Well, that's not really the best of options sometimes to do it because how much reach does a team actually have? Now, when it comes down to APL, I know that they were reaching out to people that had really high social media presences because they wanted to piggyback off that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. That's fine. I understand why you want to get your word out there. But you then located all the teams that were in New York to play in New York. And I don't think there was a single person that I know that was like, man, that wasn't like, man, my squad could wipe the floor with them.
Right.
Because they looked like they were easily, they could, the contractors looked like they could be easily taken out for anybody with proper situational awareness. I mean, there was all that stuff that was there. So now here comes PAL. Comes out of the blue. Instead of having any sort of, let me look online.
You said something earlier, by the way, about it having to be 5-man teams and Milsim and all that. When we although it wasn't a huge success, unfortunately, because we were young and we were new and all that. When we did the 6mm shootout, that was the finale. That was the last event to win. Once you made it through the prelims, was a team on team. And it was five player teams to battle against each other in a very small arena area. And we had what's that?
You keep going. I said I was agreeing.
Yeah, and we had enough reps, enough ref and admins that we could see every single piece of action. We're overwatching, people shooting and get shot. We had enough of that. And if you have that, forget about the visibility of it. Start with that there. Make sure it's a viable event base. Make sure that you can actually have a game run effectively like that. And I know that we were able to. And now, knowing what I know now versus what I knew 2 years ago, absolutely, I know that we could do it without fail. Then add in the technology and someone who has the ability to direct, because you got to edit it right. You got to get the editing down so the action plays. If you can have all that, put all that together, then you can have a Milsim
Whoa.
player
Okay.
event.
These guys were back around in 2013.
And have since fell off.
Here, let me share what I found.
Or is this not? So this isn't something new. This is something that somehow became new. Or got recirculated or something.
This seems like, because I mean, same acronym. But again, it looks like it had 379 followers with 1,100 when they were following 1,100 people. So, looks like it's something from before. I mean, because all this stuff's back from September 2013, and it looks like they might have done the same thing. But the site doesn't go anywhere.
So it's getting back. I mean, it's all possible, but it has to. You have to do it the way you run any airsoft, anything. It has to revolve around the players. There can't be any other agenda than for the player. Players will sniff it out quick. Absolutely, without a doubt, they'll sniff it out quick. If there's a profit to be made, if it's supposed to be a business, that's fine. You know, I've said it before that when I first started doing this, I told my fiance, I told everybody, you don't make money in airsoft, and that's true. And somehow, without overcharging, without gouging, without doing any of that, we began making a little bit of money. Enough so that I decided that I was going to give it a shot and go full time. You know, and if that works, then fantastic. It's a blessing for me. But I will still always look to the players first, because without them, we don't have anything. Without your fans, without your players, without, you know, if you're in some form of service, whether you're an actor or musician or what have you, it's your fan base, it's your player base, it's your, you know, those that are holding you up are the ones you have to cater to. And if instead of catering, you're pandering, and instead of, you know, looking out for them, you're looking out for yourself and trying to build on their shoulders instead of having them lift you up, that's a different story. And I think if we were going to do it, and if it's going to happen, it's got to happen very organically, and it still has to be based on the players.
The thing is, it's like, the problem that comes down to like with that mentality, I disagree a lot of times when you talk about stuff like that. I mean, the reality is I don't think it's got to be for the players. The problem is, I think the players in this community, there are a lot of times their own worst enemy with the way that they act and the way they behave towards everybody. You know, anything that disagrees with the way that their hold and mentality to it, a lot of those Facebook groups will tear you to shreds. You know, oh, Milsim's not this Milsim, it's not Milsim unless it's this. Oh my God, this, you know, it's not real vehicle without this type of vehicle. You know, it's stupid crap like that damages airsoft as a whole. So if you try catering to the players, you're not going to win. You're just not. The majority of vocal people that are punching buttons on a keyboard, you know, on some of these groups are just not going to go there. What you have to do is you do have to put your brand out there for people to be able to find, to say, hey, this is something that I want to do. Because it doesn't matter if you do everything for the players. Everything for the players. It's like everything you're like, all right, this is all for the players. And if we make money afterwards, that's fine. You're still going to have haters.
And
you're still going to have haters.
And that's fine. That's always going to come about. And don't get me wrong. Very much like, you know, we've seen it happen at the field. And I know if Brax would agree with this, and any other field owner would definitely agree with this. You know, you get, if you left the entire field up to the players, and each individual player would have their own rule set. They would all have, there'd be one and be like, wow, you go full auto anywhere you want. And another one like, we don't play full auto at all. So you have to, you do have to set a standard. You do have to lay it down. And sometimes you have to protect the players from themselves. Sometimes they'll want to do something that it just won't work out. It won't work out because you've tried it before or you've played it out before or whatever it might be. When Tiny builds out games, he runs the scenarios through his head. He looks at, okay, this is either too complex because these guys just don't listen, or it's going to take too long for this, or he'll run a game, he'll see it's not working, and then he'll twist it in the middle just to put the fun back into it because he'll realize, oh crap, that was that wasn't designed for this kind of group or whatever it might be, So on a grander scale, that's what we're working with, though. So yeah, you take care of the players and you protect them from themselves, but you also give them what they strive for at the same time. What makes them play this sport, give that back.
Yeah, but when it comes down to like a pro league and everything else, if you think about it, Airsoft is such a diverse sport to begin with in gameplay. It's severely. You have indoor fields, you have outdoor fields, you have speedy boys, you have Milsim guys, you have the new people, you have the old diehards that only use stuff that is old 1947 loadouts that make no goddamn sense except to that one person that likes it, or that one group of people that like it. So it's one of those things of you have to build up the tournament to be what it is. Like, I think APL was on the right course. I think it was kind of stupid for them to have juggernaut stuff, or not juggernaut, but contractors, because unless those contractors are some of the biggest and best players, I'm not talking about names, I'm talking about players, then it's kind of pointless.
Something like that, you would have to earn a contractor spot. If your team does well, or you as an individual player do so well, you get invited to be a contractor.
Yeah, and the thing that comes up with that, it's like, all right, well, then how does that work? Well, one of the things you're going to have to do is, try out. You have to win and all this other crap, and go through the motions of you have to go through the motions of making sure people are actually as good enough that they're going to be a challenge to the players, right? So then, how do you have it go? But sorry, I'm really my ADHD has been off the chain lately. So trying to get obviously to one location to play, and if you look at it from a production standpoint, it's like if you're going to have this tournament pretty much needs to be over the course of 3 or 4 days. So your contractor should be there training about 2 to 3 weeks beforehand going through. So you're talking about somebody that's if you're only staying within your local area to find these contractors, you're not going to find the best people to be your contractors. Sort of like with American Gladiator. American Gladiator, if you won American Gladiator, you had the option of coming back as a gladiator. And that means you got paid, you were working, you were doing this, you knew that for, 2 straight months or 3 straight months, you're going to be recording after recording after recording, doing all this stuff. And having this essentially this recording session, but you also have to do your training and everything else. So I think most American Gladiators spent like 3 or 4 months near the studio preparing for the tournament thing, and the tournament itself for American Gladiator was, I think, maybe 2.5 weeks long because you needed people to have breaks in between or whatever. Right. That's why I like with a lot of reality TV shows, when you go to see the grand finale, it's usually weeks later because of all the effort that went into going through preliminary semis and everything else. Everybody had to be back at their peak performance, not exhausted, not tired, and everything else. I mean, even stuff like Hell's Kitchen, those are weeks different from when the semifinals are over and when they go to have the finale. Right. So I think the bigger problem is, oh shoot, my phone just fell. if you're in that mentality of, oh, we're trying to build this thing out and all that, well, where were any of the tryouts? Where were anything? Oh, we're keeping this close to the chest. That's stupid, because you want support from the community, or at least you want the best things possible to be tryouts for, you know?
So Brax and he and I started talking about this briefly, and we keep meaning it to catch up with each other. But what you have to do is, long before you have a central meeting point, you put certain standards out into the field, and you have, and like I told you, what I was originally going to do with North American Airsoft and Milsim Association. You standardize any field that wants to be standardized. Doesn't cost them anything. Any field that wants to be standardized, they get standardized, and they, their MEDs, their FPSs, the quality of the field, things like that are all standardized, right? They fall under this banner, this flag, and then players can be a part of that, right? And players can be a part of the association. And then what you have is, on a regular game day, if you're at an affiliate field, if you're at a field that participates, maybe at a certain point in the day they have competitions only for association members, or the battles, competitions, whatever you want to call it, for association members. They qualify points, et cetera, and that all happens way out in the field, long before you hold any events to build even more points by association members only. So at some point, maybe quarterly or whatever, you hold events, and and you only welcome association members. They come, they play, they win. Somebody wins, they get they get bumped up in the scale. They get actually nationally rated, and then at the end of the year, or if it takes more than a year to figure the whole thing out, at some point, you take all your nationally rated guys and you hold a massive event. Now, you hold a 3-day event, and it's nonstop play, and you break it down like any wrestling tournament. When I wrestled, anything like that. That if you have the event like that, then you have more than enough footage as well. If you want to start putting it, if you want to share that, that's your trailer. That's your opening. Boom. We had 72 hours of footage. I'm sure you could show have a bunch of shows based on that. And then your next year is where you start building in the monthly footage, or the weekly footage, or whatever it might be. And then you grow from there. That's, again, just a thought.
Give me my suit, please. Yeah, there's definitely there's so much stuff that can be done with it, but the fact is, it's like I really hate it when these companies come out and they hide it to such a regional area, because what happens is, first off, you're limiting it for the reasons of why. You want as much hype as possible for people to see what's going on there, because you might be surprised. Like, for instance, if this was being hosted in, I don't know, bumfuck Utah, for example.
I haven't been there yet, by the way.
I don't even know if there is one, but it's Utah, so who knows? But say that there had an event like this in Utah like that, and there's a chance for me to go up there and play and to compete on a national level in that regard. I might be looking at, okay, what is it going to cost to go out there and do that, right? It'd be one of those things of, okay, what's the process? How much thing goes down? Now, is it going to be like single elimination, double elimination? Is it going to be a weekend long event? Because if you're smart, you tie an entire convention around it.
Right. Yeah. You have many other things that generate revenue forward that are make it bigger than itself.
Well, it's like something like this. Like, if I think Evike could possibly be the ones to pull off something like this if they do Airsoft Palooza again.
Mhm.
If they do Airsoft Palooza with high ground, they turn it into a 4-day event, make it a massive thing out there, and say, we're having an Airsoft tournament. 5-man brackets, because both sides of that field are mirrored in a sense. So, day 1 is playing and training. Day 2 is preliminaries.
Uh-huh.
Days 3 is semis. Final day, that's finals. Or even, day 3, you have the finals at night when it's all said and done. And you turn it into a whole Airsoft thing around that.
Right. Yeah.
Then you're bringing in all these different companies and everything else going through and doing it. I mean, it's such a lost opportunity, and it's so frustrating because how many guys, I know a ton of guys that they love CQB. They would love the opportunity to do something like this.
Absolutely.
Even if it's not even even if they don't win, just the opportunity to play and do that and to compete in that level. Yeah.
Look, and here's when I first came up with the idea for NAMA, for North American Airsoft Milsim Association, it was because when we first got into it, and as I started to understand more, a lot of guys look at your YouTube personalities, a lot of the Airsofter personalities, and they're like, man, someday I'm gonna be like that, and you shouldn't want to be an Airsoft personality because of how many views you get. If we're talking about sports, which is what I always equate Airsoft to, is a sport, then you should want to be able to compete at a national level. So you should know that you're good enough, or your team is good enough, that if you showed up somewhere, even if it was at an event, and you come over there, you crest the hill, and all of a sudden, there's one team over there that you've heard of them before. Then there's another team over here you've heard of them before, and you all come up and you fight it out team on team. It happens by accident, but you will talk about that for the rest of the year because that happened. Well, that should be what you strive for, not to see how many views you can get because you shot some dude in the nose. You hit him with a tag in the face, or whatever it is that you've got. It should be competition. It should be skill based at a national level. Trying to push that forward is not easy, though.
Well, the factor that comes down to it is because nobody's got the funding, and it's like it's everybody's thing. It's like if I won the lottery, if I won the lottery, I would be doing just that. I would go all across the country doing preliminary, like find the fields in a regional area with a 300-mile radius, and then have I would pretty much be doing for like preliminaries. I'd probably do 3 matches, so best 2 out of 3, because you could probably have instances where shit goes down the wrong way, and then you get your groove on,
That's why my prelims were not team on team. All the prelims we did for 6mm shootout were time and target based.
Yeah, but that the thing is though, that's not appealing to me because I'm playing against teams. I'm not playing against targets because there's so much more I can do. There's so much more I could do on a field against people than I could when it comes down to just targets up on a thing. Because while part of it's your accuracy and everything else, you could have issues with your gun going down, not responding properly, blah 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 blah. A ton of different shit, right? That could happen. But my fun factor is not how many targets can I shoot in 5 seconds, or can I be as accurate? No, my fun factor is how many people can I eliminate? Can I get the target? Can I do something fun and push the envelope to a new level? So and a lot of people I'm not trying to say that everybody thinks like me, but a lot of people are in that same scenario, it's like I don't want to shoot targets. I want to shoot people. That's why I'm into sport. I'm not here to shoot some, random ass thing. I want to go out and I want to test my skills against somebody else.
We're at the 1 hour mark, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the comments or the lack thereof. Have we lost a feed or anything like that?
Nope. It looks like things are going. It looks like people are coming. That's funny that as soon as you mentioned 1 hour mark, we had things coming back. No, people are still there.
Okay. I'm not seeing any comments come up from the StreamYard set. No Facebook comments, no YouTube comments.
Let me just check the Facebook one, but
they're not coming through on StreamYard. No YouTube comments.
Nope. I'm looking at both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and people are just not commenting. It's sort of like last night. I had 50 some odd people watching me or 25, 30 people watching me on Twitch, and nobody commented for hours. As if I was some sort of ASMR stuff. So yeah, like James Achilles is there. I got 4 people watching me on TikTok, and nobody's commenting there either. Hi. Anyways, so going into what would make good content and everything else, there's a lot there to unpack. Sure. And how to go about doing it. It's just I want something like this to come up because would I pay $100 entry as long as there'd be an experience for the weekend, right? So that's the way I would look at it. Like if I'm going to go
paparazzi stuff.
That's John's wife, the photographer.
No.
She takes some pretty good pictures. But it's like, for instance, if I decided that I was going to go compete in the pro airsoft league, and I got to pay $100 a person. Okay, are we only going to get 1 game, 3 games to make it through? What are we going to do after that? Mm-hmm. So if it's something like this for an airsoft pro league, I would really say that they need to. It should not be very expensive. To jump into that, what they should do is they should definitely put an event around it that they can make money off of while they're doing it. Full on airsoft event.
Yeah, I definitely don't disagree with that. But I think, like I said, Brax and I were talking about this. He's had a very similar idea that I had. You have a similar idea. When we first met, we talked about it. That's what Players Wanted was about.
Yeah.
Trying to find a way to put the whole thing together.
I just need a programmer.
What's that?
I just need a programmer.
Trying to put the whole thing together so that it never stops. Look, some things that successful sports have that need to be in place. I mean, all successful sports have fans. Now, just so happens that airsofters are their own biggest fans. But if you can find a way for it to be not necessarily televised, but watch it on site. Find a way to be able to watch it on site. Have a couple of mid-priced drones that have follow mode, and you pick a couple of or more than a couple of airsofters that go out into the field and play, and the drone will be in follow mode.
Yeah, well, you know what happens with that drone in follow mode? My metagaming ass would be like, "Oh, there's a drone over there." That's for some.
Well, or you have an admin then. You have the admin is in follow mode. That way, he's not paying attention to the drone. He's watching the field. The drone is paying attention.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I mean, look, obviously, some of these ideas have been thought out, and some of these ideas are strictly, just at the moment they're popping out. And I think
I mean, one of the things that you definitely would need. I mean, if you think about it, for the first 2 or 3 episodes, right, or seasons, what you would need is you just need a you can actually do what I'm doing with the battle bus, which is setting up a whole bunch of the security cams all across the field. You get to stick those bastards up there, run the cables over to the thing, and then you put it up as if it's live CTV feed, and that somebody can just simply click through and look as the person's going through. Yeah, live point of view cams. The problem that comes up with that is that the batteries die pretty fast to do it. So there's ways that it can be done. So for the first two seasons, the perfect thing would be is that you have recessed seating you have seating all the way above the field so people can watch.
Yeah, now you're talking about plexiglass and all sorts of stuff.
So what? That's nothing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. But you just put plexiglass up above. I mean, people shouldn't be shooting up anyway. But hey,
we've had the random stray come over the blue tarp before, yeah,
I'm aware of that. But hello, everybody on TikTok land. But there's ways that it can be done, and it ways that at least at the starts where it can start generating income. Right, generating the money so that way you could hire crews with cameras that are positioned above, that are behind their own plexiglass, so that way you could have the live thing. Because the only thing you need is a couple of live sports producers. You have this new professional. You have this new League Pro Airsoft. There we go.
You're going to keep using the same 3 letters, right?
I'm just using anything that's not the same thing. So League Pro Airsoft, which you didn't have these guys that are up there that are doing the live cuts, and you do it in between the major sporting events. So the guys that are out of work because they're not doing the live games or whatever, you now have them there that they could do those live cuts and cut through the different things. You could have replays and shit that's on there, because if they could do it for football, for baseball, for everything else, hell, if they could do it for the minor leagues, they could do it for for Airsoft. Does it mean money? Of course it does, but that's not a year 1 dream. That's like a year 5 or 6. But if you have a stadium, if you have a field and arena set up where there's seats all above and they could watch down or watch at the level as people are going through and doing stuff, that's the best thing that's about it, because people are there. You have the imagine if you would that you like my local hockey rink, the Panthers. You could rent that place out for 4 weeks. They give it like it's as if it's a concert hall or anything else, and then the only thing you do is you put the barriers and stuff up, and then the only thing you have to do is, because what you can suspend from the top is you can suspend the freaking plexi from the top. All the seating is box level and higher. So everybody's looking down inside of it, and you're watching the people run through and do all the other stuff. And the obstacles are only so tall, like 7 feet tall or whatever. Like imagine Miami Airsoft with every structure being roughly 8 feet tall, except for the 2 towers. If that was in the center of American Airsoft Arena, you could watch directly down inside and see all the action going on. That should be a goal of some of these guys that want to do some of these pro leagues and shit. Because the only thing you have to do then is, if you really think about it, all of your props, all your structures can easily just be moved around and put in place.
What we've been wanting to do at OP, and now we'll have the opportunity to do with the new field as we build it, is to put live feed cameras all over the field. And, when you're talking 16 to 32 camera feed, every one of them coming in, recording, all of them being recorded, the idea, the original idea behind putting the cameras up really was so that parents could come and could watch their kid play. That I really wanted that. A lot of parents would come and they would end up having to sit in their cars and and they're like, when he's done, let me know. I'm going to drive down the street. They might like to see their kid get out there and play, especially as, they brought him out there his very first time in sweatpants and a hoodie, with a rental gun, and now here he is, 18 months, 2 years later, and he's wrecking. Might want to see that, but you're not going to get to see it unless you're out there playing. So that was the idea. That was the original idea for the cameras. But if you have that many cameras, you can always have some kind of gameplay going on. You can always see some kind of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So, it really, it doesn't cost. It's not a crazy amount to get the footage. The crazy amount is the person that wants to go through the footage. That's where it is.
Yeah, James, I was just going to mention that Battalion has its elevated observation tower, and you can see a lot. And there's a lot of funny moments when you're sitting up there watching players run around, like, uh-oh, he's about to have a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's stuff like that can happen that you could go through and do. It's just a matter of that's where the sport needs to be elevated to. If you could set up a place that has sort of that stadium seating and everything else,
yep,
and you set up the entire field right in the center, oh man, you'd wreck. You'd get so many more people that are involved. Now that's a goal that you achieve, because what happens is, like American Ninja Warrior, while when it first started out, it was not as nearly as big as it was. Now look at how much ticket prices are going for. American Ninja Warrior, they make a bank. They make a lot of their production money back just off the ticket sales.
Really, I don't know anything about it. I've seen this a couple times, but
so it's like all the ancillary things that are around when they put these events on of how they make their money and all that, and then you have a lot of people that walk up for these preliminaries to play, and some do well, some don't. Hey, everybody in TikTok land, thanks for the follow. But that's where I think that if there's a goal for any one of these companies to come out to is, look, don't do it in a vacuum. Don't do it with your local area, because as soon as you put the first video up, which they have one, right? Let's check this video out here. It's for Jesus Christ.
Professional Pro Airsoft League?
Yeah. So evidently they have one video up, and it says week 2. That's all they say. So what I want to say is what they're doing is they're just trying to drum up interest. First thing that I got to say is that's the wrong damn music that you're going to put on here if you're trying to attract a whole bunch of people.
I can't even hear it properly, but what is the music?
It's some sort of rap music, and the first thing out of its mouth was "Yo, motherfucker."
All right. Yeah, probably not.
It's so loud. That's it.
know what just happened.
That's it. So what it looks like is maybe these 4 squads decided to put on an event, and they all put their money up against it. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's it. That's for videos. That's the only video they have up. Which, you know, it's disappointing and frustrating that you could have potentially something like this come up and then you just piss poorly implement it for everybody else. Yeah, for things to see. I mean, if I was going to do it like with you, what I would like, if we decided, hey, let's go through and let's put on an event like this, right? We would probably do months of pre-planning.
Oh yeah.
Get a whole bunch of footage from the stuff that has happened at whatever field is, do intros for each team, then have a preliminary video of what to expect in the Pro League. Sign up today for your local prelim area, and then go through and start gathering all the footage up that you can. I mean, another way you could do it too is you could just do it with a shit ton of GoPros all over the place.
Yeah,
you know, strategically placed around different areas, because most airsofters are used to looking at first person view. Most non-airsoft players, which if you're marketing this to a much bigger market, would need somebody to follow around or need other camera angles for proper cuts and all that stuff to make it look better for, say, TV. But yeah, it's all right. I'm almost getting talked out of this point of the professional airsoft league. I'm sure we're going to talk about it and APL later on.
No, I'm good. I mean, at this point, all I'm doing is coming up with ideas. So, you know, I mean, you actually just said something to make me think about having a challenge day. You know, I think what we might end up doing is we might have our final day at op. Well, maybe we'll do another pew pew barbecue, you know, or something like that. And we've done that before. That was a bring the family kind of thing. And maybe we'll, you know, have a money where your mouth is game day or something where, you know, you can challenge each other. You know, if you come as a team, you come as an individual, or you pick teams or something. There's just some fun, but whatever. That's. I mean, nothing. Not necessarily along the lines of this, but it just made me think of something. That's all.
All right. So, in this episode of Where's My Dollar? All right. So, we obviously, let me go before we start going to this. Let me go back to this part. We obviously did not have a stream last week. To go into that a little bit, what do you want? My dog is white again. Cora, come here. She's pure white. Look at this. She's actually white. She's not dark. That's just a shadow. She's white. Ugh. Cora got a bath last night. So Greg was out of town. Mm-hmm. He was on vacation. I couldn't get anybody else. Everybody was busy. I also was just feeling blasé. So I was like, screw it. We're not going to stream last week. All right. However, there was a lot of good shit I could have shared what's going on. So I did not actually play Airsoft yesterday. I had too much stuff going on. So none of my guys are going to go. So I was like, screw it. I'm not going to go. Whatever. So this is actually footage from last week. And it's one of the biggest things that I'm seeing more and more of is that airsofters think when they point a gun at you, they pull the trigger, they shoot, that you're hit. I pointed my gun at you, I pulled the trigger, you're hit. That's not how this works.
Sounds about right.
All. Right? So this guy did not take me up on the bet. One, because I didn't even offer him the bet. I was just like, read between the lines, motherfucker. So we ran into, and it was like the same guys over and over and over again that were having this problem. We also had a problem with a couple of kids that were thinking that each time they took a shot at you that they hit you and they didn't. And then they turn around and be like, oh my God, I hit you. You're a cheater. No, you didn't, kid. But so let's go ahead and let's go to the tape for a little bit. Now, there is literally 7 minutes of cheaters stuff. So that's so for extreme context, this guy right here is going to be the number one guy I'm bitching about almost the entire time. All right. The replay it again. I will say I also made a mistake. I accidentally flipped it to binary, so that was my fault, but he was still shot multiple times. And he wasn't going to call out, so I pointed at him. This one's just funny. I shot him 3 times in the leg.
To the doorway?
Yeah.
And then there, yep.
And then right in he felt that ass out, that's for sure.
Sorry, man.
So, going back to that a second.
Did he wave at you, or did he tell you that he was hit? As
He finally put his hand up. I mean, I had to shoot him 5 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And notice the hair. See?
Same guy.
Same guy. I also will say this was kind of funny because it sounds like it's the guy saying parkour, 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 like The Office.
What?
Oh, can you not hear? Hold on, let me turn the volume up. Listen to the background noise.
I could barely make it out, but parkour?
Yeah, it sounded like it said parkour. Like it's a big thing from The Office.
Oh.
All right. So the person I shot under here never went anywhere except had to go up there. So I don't feel bad about this next shot.
Looked like he was heading towards the stairs, though.
Yeah, but he was underneath, so he went up there anyway.
What'd he say?
Come on.
That flexed shoulder blade.
Here it is.
Oh, Lord. Hit, miss, hit, 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 hit. How many was he going to let go through?
Wait.
You were hit. You didn't hit me. You did not hit me.
So, for reference, this one right here is his little twinsy buddy that was wearing the same outfit as him. The only way you could tell them the difference is their hair. So I didn't even realize that how many times I had to shoot these guys. I only remember the one instance, and that instance was this one right here. So with all the shots I put into this dude, right? You don't hear anything coming at me.
I don't even see his gun barrel. Oh, yeah, there I did.
He
when
did
put it
shoot
down.
outside. He was shooting outside. He was trying to shoot me through this hole right here and missing. Because you could actually see at one point a BB bounces off. Right there. It bounces off from the outside. It doesn't come in because you can't hear it hit on me. So, but
You didn't hit me once, man.
now he took another shot at me and he missed again.
You did not hit me.
Because that's what a hit sounds like. Is that nice little thwack sound on me? So you know me, Greg. You know that I'm a guy that only likes to shoot once, maybe twice. Huh?
I laughed. No, I laughed.
No, that was not the black. That was not the orchid. This is the Goldie gun, Chris. So now I'm having to put 5 shots into almost every single guy.
It's like MA is starting to live up to its old reputation again.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Watch this.
Oh, Lord. And he called it a beast. Gotta give him that. He called it.
Not that shot.
Yeah.
Right off his arm. Right there.
Mm-hmm. Once he was sure. Oh, this guy really hit me.
All right, so this one also, when it comes down to it, like this guy that's about to shoot me right here, right? He was the father of or he was at least the old person, the adult with the 2 kids. And at this range, he should have hit me. He didn't. This guy drove me nuts too.
I got him too. And I'm done. Thank you.
I left that in just because you said nice gun.
That's a good question, Ben. It's a very good question. See, Ben Marino had a question there?
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah,
That's an
one of them was actually on a little bit ago, or at least he was paying attention to the stream. But then we lost him.
So, watch this one a second. What I don't like is when I shoot the guy right here, right? Why are you shooting at me?
Why are you booming, guys? Ow.
Oh, you got so lucky. My gun went to safety.
It was.
Ah,
You see that nice little?
did you get hit in the barrel?
Yeah, twice. Watch.
Slow it down.
So lucky. My gun went to safety.
Boom. Damn.
2.
Put your hand up.
Damn.
See that? If you didn't notice, that was me reloading when he was coming out.
Hey, you? No, that was right up here.
Yeah, I happen to can't help but notice the lack of refs.
Yeah. Watch this one. Because it's a light game.
Ah. Wait, did he put his hand up and then climb over and?
Yep, I think so.
Oh.
That was last Wednesday, and it was a little bit frustrating all the way around the board. And what was also frustrating about it was the fact that there's one thing to be said about putting a small group of good players on one side,
Mhm.
and then putting a whole bunch of other players on the other side because of it'll balance out. Well, there was a lot of activity, I would say, because I wouldn't necessarily call them good players over the weekend, over the day, right? We ran into a lot of instances where these two guys in these yellow striped jumpsuits or whatever would not call a lot of hits, and then they also would assume that they hit you. Like if you saw that one where I'm inside and I'm kneeling down, he goes, "I didn't hit you." I was like, "Nope," because you here to go back to it. Watch how high he is and how low I am. You could actually see the BBs go right past my head.
Mm-hmm.
They're all the way over here because he's aiming high. His barrel's up. I'm down. I'm actually one of the few times I get down on my knees. So here's proof I can do it. And then you heard this comment.
Hey, you? No, that was right up here.
And you could hear my frustration in return because they kept doing that stuff all the time. We're like, "Oh, I know I hit you." No, you didn't. I was like, I have no issues with going back to spawn. It's not that big of a deal for me. It's like you're not really messing up my flow or anything else, because I don't mind going through and doing stuff. So, I wanted to say that was like where's my dollar moment. But there's another one that's not actually me that is also worth showing. This is a player called Sussoft. You can see it. Sussoft.
No, Sussoft.
Okay. He plays at MA. He plays, I think, over. It's always got to be on the weekends because of how packed the place is. I want to point out a couple things when it comes down to it, and this is not really to bash or anything else. I don't know. I can understand sometimes of speeding up your videos because you need to get within that 1 minute confines, right? But this video was 52 seconds long, so I don't understand he wanted to get the rundown. Oh wait, I slowed this one down.
No. Oh, why? It was all faster?
Yeah. The reason why I slowed it down was because I was like, okay, let's see who's right. So I used his own video. That's high. That's over.
That missed.
High.
Yep.
And then he shot the dead player. Oops.
Yeah, those were all misses on that guy. And that is a prime example of no matter how good you are, because this kid seems pretty good, no matter how good you are, don't call someone else's hits. You might have missed.
All right, so that's the speed it's supposed to be. So what I did was for his video, I slowed it down to I took 25% off because I could tell you that when he's putting his videos up on TikTok, it's at 1.25 speed.
Sure. Oh. And back in the swing of things is not easy, man.
I know, right?
10 days on the road.
Well, I'll look for it. It's like it's the discussion that I think we've had quite a bit, where you just because you point your gun at somebody does not necessarily mean that you hit them. And in the overall video, the guy's asking, "Where did you hit me?" He goes, "Right there in the plate carrier." He never got close to the plate carrier.
Right. Oh yeah, he definitely wasn't close to it. That's a center mass shot, and he was not even close to center mass.
Yeah. So, oh, here we go. I found it. So,
yeah, you can see it's sped up a bit.
it's a warning to content creators, right? If you're
Right.
getting into it and all that, don't unless you're speeding up to get to a point. Like in that one video I put up there, you actually saw me speed up the video to get past when there was no shooting going on.
Right.
I only did that because I wanted to show people it was all one continuous thing. But I made it obvious that it's been sped up so that way people can see the actual progression of it.
Sure.
And then I keep if I have to speed up a video only because of I was trying to get it into the 1 minute confines of TikTok, then I would put in the notes, video has been sped up, only so people wouldn't call me out. But
Right.
It's a lot of shit like that turns people off. The airsoft. Oh, I hit you. I know I hit you. Where?
I know I hit you. That's my favorite one. I know I hit you. The only way you can know you hit someone, if you're that person. You don't know shit.
Yeah.
Stop.
What the shit?
You're not showing anything.
Hold on. All right, so this is also something that is a concern. Like if I see this, this is outside of MA
Uh-huh.
near the parking lot.
What are they? What are they doing? Just going until they quit?
I guess.
You go until it hurts too much?
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit, boys will be boys.
I guess that's I don't know, I shouldn't say that my son would never do that because he might very well have done it. I just never saw it, but I hope he never did.
Well, I can understand doing that in the middle of the field, right? If there's consent, because obviously both guys were playing it with consent. That's in the parking lot, though. That's beside the building. You know.
Yeah, that's the wrong place to be doing it.
Yeah.
Sure. Relax.
What? Wow. Ow.
I was trying to bleed my way in. I wanted to share something. That's all. I can't do that. Let's see. Can I do this? That. Can we do this? Tell me if this works out. Yeah, this okay. So I was just gonna share a little bit of progress. That's all. Can I do that? Look at here.
Are you playing Airsoft? Or are you going to have a workout session?
Why don't you come here and find out? So this is all the that will be up on that wall over there. That's the slotted wall. I have my dummies on a stick. And as creepy as it may be, I have a box of them. I'm sure that's probably pretty creepy. It is to me. And then in here is we're actually we're getting to it. And then once everything gets hung, that's where all the incoming guns will go. This is tools and parts and stuff in there. But yep, that's where we're at. This will all be filled here. Those are all coming down. All new lights, all new LED lights going up. That's the whole thing. And then this will be the shoot box this way, all coming through this way, much to your dismay, I'm sure. And then this is all this here is all gonna have to be redone. But yeah, and then there's the office. Just thought I'd share that. That's all.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty happy with it. I'll switch over now, but yeah, I was pretty happy with. So far, so good. Happy with the way it turned out, and actually, it feels really good to actually be doing all this work. This is not the kind of work that I normally do, so it feels pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over.
Back.
Yep, I'll be right in. 3, 2. Almost hit it. Almost had it. So yes, there's that. Just thought I'd share that just as a new segue.
All right, so let's go back to the events. Before we talked about some of the events, and we wanted to share some more of the information about them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have anything on Black Ops Bristol. And do I have the VFA charity game?
Oh, man, I just realized what I would look like if I started losing my hair. Wow, that would look terrible. God, I hope that doesn't happen. Sorry. I got a little distracted. Black Ops Bristol, you said? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I have not.
You're dead. I'm coming for you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to.
I love the out of context of that.
That was terrible context with that one.
Wow.
You guys,
so you guys on TikTok, you can't see it because it's on the main system. If you want to see what we're talking about, you can go to YouTube and check out Players Wanted. You can see it there. But we're going to be talking about the events we're going to and all that. So the only thing I have, what's up, Phoenix? The only thing I have from for the VFA charity game is last year's VFA charity game that I went to, which was at Sherwood's Forest. So obviously the locale's going to change, but I think the storyline and stuff is going to continue. So here we go.
You're dead. I'm coming for you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to murder you and your entire family in your sleep. I'm going to fucking murder you all. I don't blame you one bit.
Oh, Lord. Where is this?
This is Sherwood's Forest.
We've seen this one. Oh, yes, that's right. That's right.
They're killing us. They killed us.
Doesn't count if you shoot me.
For the record.
What was that?
This is the enemy general, right?
Yeah.
This is Muscadine. I shot John at least 8 or 9 times from behind throughout the entire day.
All right.
I kept coming in behind. I kept taking him out. He got so annoyed. That's why he said, let's play it back.
What did he say?
It doesn't count if you shoot me.
No.
Doesn't count if you shoot me.
You're dead, right? You gonna call it? Thank you. I got you.
Excuse me. Oh,
This is the chaos that happens when you have more than 2 factions. Our guy is going up there to res them, and I'm shooting.
Why are they resing them up?
Get back here. Hold on. Yeah, fall back. I'm behind you. Fall back. Ben, don't hit. Hey! What are you doing?
They're not letting them get up. We have our. They fucking shot me.
Oh, shot that guy in the nuts.
Yikes.
They killed us and they take us.
Why are you yelling at now?
They were like, why are you shooting everybody? Because they killed us and took our prize. See? Take our prize. So this is sort of like a little bit of the chaos of the Veterans for Airsoft game. So they do have 3 factions. The bootleggers, the Turks, the robots, and there's actually 4 factions, and there's another one I keep forgetting. The flannel guys or whatever. So this is why you never want to use those rect goggles.
Blind man. legit line here. Oh.
Yeah, the lens got shot out. Look, I can run.
My legs are fresh.
Oh, I remember this.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So is there a game getting ready to happen up there again?
Yes, so that is the event is it's the Veterans for Airsoft Charity Game 3. It's at Black Ops Bristol. Like I said, this is two totally different fields.
Okay.
That one is going to be June 5th through 6th. So you can go to VFA Veterans for Airsoft on Facebook to pick up the link for it. It's going to be a fun event. So I would definitely check that out if you guys are up in that area or like me, like to travel, go up there. Romeo, I'm doing great. How about yourself? So the next one is going to be July 9th through 11th, Mayhem Mill 2. The only downside I see to this event is it's going to be in South Carolina in July 9th through the 11th. To give you guys
downside for.
What's that?
I said, who's that a downside for? If you're not used to it, shame on you. You're born and bred here.
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Nah, it'll do you good. You'll sweat off some pounds. You'll be all right.
Yeah. So this was the one that is inside of an old finishing mill. So to give you guys some.
I got you. Said doorway?
Rip.
That's where you shot your own guy.
No, that's he's an enemy. But I shot him right in the nuts and he didn't call it. I know I was showing the cheater one. This one's kind of funny. I'm pretty sure you've seen this video before.
Okay.
And it's kind of hilarious what happens with the guy that wastes a grenade.
No, that's not even going to count.
Let's see here. This one was one of my favorite moments of it, though.
Oh, that thing. Yeah. Stand behind that.
We missed an opportunity, though. Somebody should have been inside of it. Just trying to show you guys some of the different areas of this mill.
Can I ask you guys a question?
One of my favorite knife sprees.
Now you're just catering to your ego. You know that, right?
Oh,
But it's your stream.
Go ahead.
this is like different areas of the AO. It's actually this was my murder hole area. So
You still have a 5-minute bleed out.
So this is Mayhem Mill. So this is the exact place that we're going back to. If you guys have any interest in it, you want to go there, I would definitely check it out. It's a really fun place to go. If you're into CQB, there's a lot of dark holes that you can hide into. There's a lot of moving around and stuff like that. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So then we have, I skipped one. I skipped Bad Blood. I'll have to come back to that one because I have to go to a video for that. All right, so the one after that is Guardian Center, Sirius Viking 3. All right, for Sirius Viking 3, the Guardian Center, there's only so much you could say about the Guardian Center. Let's see here. I know you can't see it.
I mean, holy shit.
That's where they have the subway center, the subway train, and all that.
The camera. Oh, fuck. Yeah, right. Yep.
Can you say ow? So Iron, if you're going to Guardian Center, I highly recommend it. That place is a lot of fun. You have multiple different ways to play there. The down C-130, evidently, we can go into now. Well, I think we can go into it. That's from Third Coast Airsoft. It's a if you haven't been to Guardian Center, that's one of the ones that you should make it your plan to go at least once to experience it. I said it earlier in the stream, and I'll say it again. Airsofters have a tendency to be their biggest enemies when it comes down to that, and we get kicked out of there quite a bit. So what happens is it'll come up. You'll be able to have a few events there within a year, and then they can't go back for like 2 to 3 years. So if you have a chance to go to Guardian Center, go to Guardian Center. All right, so going back to the other one, Bad Blood in at EMR Event Park in New Milford, Pennsylvania. This is sort of gives you an idea. I'm going to put the volume down for this so we can actually talk over it. This place has multiple different feels in their fields. Like this one, this is the low area of grass. Over off to the right, it's almost chest high. So it's actually it's pretty cool. Then you go into the pine forest here. And yeah, I ate it there. The cool thing about the play style here's the pine forest, is that they don't have medic rules. They have a mobile respawn, and the respawns are every 10 minutes. So it starts at 6, 6:10, 6:20, 6:30, 6:40, 6:50, 7, right? So in that sort of sequence. There's the mobile respawn going through. And you get yelled at a lot on the Marxist team to just go. If you're hiding behind cover, you will get shot. This is really funny. Yoink, there's a line there. Let's see. This is another area of their field, which is like open, sort of like prairie grass, which is a little more kempt. There's actually a ravine that's down there. So they have ravines that go down. They have several different structures. There's more of the ravine area. They have a graveyard right here. You know, and I'm not gonna lie. I was walking the field at night. Walked through here, it felt eerie as shit.
And this is the one. This is the one in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, this is the one in Pennsylvania. So, and this doesn't even go over all the structures that are here, right? These are just. There's like another small tower structure. I don't think I have the night game for this. But the night game was also pretty intense because you're sitting there shooting down. Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, I don't have the night game. The night game of it's pretty cool because it's different than the day game. So the day game, Saturday is the main day for it, and pretty much you're trying to get objectives across, and there's stamps. You're trying to capture Ebola samples, which is really funny because considering what we're in the middle of a pandemic and shit, and now that's a storyline that was already there beforehand. So that's another field. If you are not in the area and you want to get there, that's where you go through and do it. All right, and then Fold a Gap. I don't think I have any video up of Fold a Gap. Their field. It's another one where it's pretty intense. That one, you really need to get yourself conditioned to go up and down stairs, up and down. There's a lot of hills. There's a lot of like they have a fire base almost. It looks like a Vietnam fire base in the middle. That's their alpha base, complete with pillboxes and everything. That field's kind of awesome. But unfortunately, I don't have any video up to show it, and I have to pull it off the other computer. But those are the events that we're going up to. A lot of them are going to be pretty epic. They're going to be a lot of fun. We highly recommend going out to all of them. Like, Greg, you're coming with us to Bad Blood, right?
Serious Viking, what?
Yeah, Serious Viking too, as well. But
Candace,
you coming?
Candace?
Huh? Candace? What?
We'll
Like
see.
how he's ducking out of that one.
We'll see.
Yeah, because that one, hey, you could pull your own little your own little trailer with that. You got a new pop-up trailer, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, and it is awesome. It really is. It's super cool. That's going to make life way easy. So I don't have to rent an RV anymore for sure.
Yeah,
Just pack everything in the back of the truck, sleep in that, off I go.
I'm going to see how these two events go. The next two, the Bad Blood and Mayhem Mill, to see if this, because I found this place, RV, what is it, RV Share? Yeah, RVshare.com, which is pretty much like an Airbnb for RVs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a car rental one too. They're all you can rent anybody's shit nowadays.
So, but that's pretty much a lot of the news that I have. The only other thing that we did is that we started switching up and did something completely outside of Airsoft, which is we started a gaming channel on TikTok. So it's Players Wanted Gaming, which I haven't done it before. I have no idea. But we're trying to keep the Airsoft separate from the other random nonsense I post because Airsofters seem to be a little bit fickle on TikTok. So we're doing that. We're moving forward with that. That's going.
Who's coming out on Saturday? That's what I want to know.
I know Chris is coming out. Justin's going to come out. I'm pretty sure Berto wants to go. Gabe probably might come as well. I don't know. Honestly, that's a good question to ask the boys. Who's coming out?
I gotta pick up. I'm not gonna talk about it here. Pick up Justin's gun. Yep. Jump. So.
Oh,
Yes, I don't have. Oh, there you go. I don't really have any. I don't. That's pretty much everything I got. I mean, I was gone for a week and a half, so I don't have a lot other than being. I'm looking to hire some people. Not paying anybody anything except with smiles, but I'll. Yeah.
That's one way to work it, right?
Yeah, maybe people to come, maybe occasionally lull me to sleep when I need to go to sleep, because I do that very little. I should do it more. But other than that, I need people to spend my money. That's what I need.
To spend your money?
Yeah, I spend hours and hours a day trying to find and buy the right stuff and all that. I need a buyer. I also need somebody to get me more money.
Berto said he's coming.
Okay. Yeah, I think he said that earlier in the chat too. Yeah.
Berto's all like, "Let's go, night game."
Did you hear my previous statement? I need someone to find me more money.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Night game.
Thank you, Candace.
Ugh.
All right. So yeah, that's for right now. That's all I got. I mean, we've got several more games planned already for the field, so we're not closing anytime soon. But
I know one thing we haven't talked about yet.
What's that?
Mini Milsim 3. We didn't do an AAR for that.
I wasn't there for it. I can't do an AAR for it.
Oh, you suck.
I'm saying I can't. I mean, who was there? Who was there with you?
Berto and them were. It was an.
That was the one up at. Yeah, I remember you telling me about it. We talked about it. Yeah. Get Matt. Get a hold of Matt Boyle. Get him on there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit about it right now. Then we can end the stream. It was actually the first event that the Battle Bus got paid to be there. And we did have a snafu. We accidentally left home all the box mags, all the regulators, all the bottles for the LMGs. So that was not fun, to say the least. But I think that was for the best, though. And
really?
The reason why I say that, if we would have brought all the guns out there with the way that field was set up, it would have been too much. So we were definitely the bus was we didn't go very far on the field. There was only one real path that we could take with it. But we only had one LMG the entire weekend. And I think that was appropriate for that field. So it was kind of interesting. On a whole, I think the players had fun. Yeah. I know I got the gas people. That was my fun part of the day. I was role playing Nikolai, the pilot. Why you shoot Nikolai? Why you give Nikolai bad food? You poison me, I poison you. And I literally walked to their spawn and pulled the pin on the chemical smoke, and I killed them all. We had a funny wait, is it here? Oh, yeah, this one's really funny. So, just to show that I wasn't the one that did it.
Yeah, Berto. You're going a little high. There you go. Right in the fire. I have nothing. I have nothing but a screwdriver. I did not shoot you. I have a screwdriver in my hand.
Who were you saying that to?
Berto.
Oh,
That was Wiener that shot him in the butt. So it was a relatively fun event. So we had a good time. Unfortunately, the event got ringed out for Sunday. So I mean, some of the players still play, but we couldn't bring the bus out there because it was going to be too muddy. So our responsibilities were ended on Saturday night. So on a whole, we had a good time. It was definitely Milsim light. So this was designed for people that never played Milsim before or just starting to play Milsim on go through. So I appreciate what Matt's trying to do there. And there was several times where we left the bus to go. There was a classic moment where he goes, "You guys are professional instigators. Go instigate." Don't mind if I do. And we did. And what we learned is that whatever side that we were on, we were again a massive force multiplier. So we push people back left and right. There's certain fields where I don't feel comfortable bringing my team out to, in the sense of we're too strong for the player base. And I'm not saying that from a position of arrogance. Just like there's a couple other teams like Dark Horse 6. I'll use them as an example since they're not my team or anything else. I wouldn't trust Dark Horse 6 at this field unless it's everybody versus them alone. Even then, it might be a little bit overpowered. So it's not to insult the player base. It's just that there's definitely different skill sets that are involved. So it was pretty good that we were not on one side or the other because of our skill sets that were in play. So, but no, Mini Milsim 3, it was, I think the players had a good time. We got to do some shenanigans, which is always good. And we had a blast. So, I see we're 1 minute away from 9:15. So I'll just go ahead and let's start wrapping this up. So everybody, that's our show for Thursday. We're probably going to have some more. We're definitely going to be doing some sort of live stream or something when it comes down to the farewell game for Op 31.
Oh, for sure.
But if you guys can come out to Op 31 this weekend, come out Saturday. We'll play a few games. I'll have the patches there again and all that stuff. We'll go out there, have a good time, and shoot some plastic BBs. So we just want to thank all of our sponsors one more time. Doomsday Airsoft, Deadhead Outfitters for all their masks. I always like to start off with the big ones and then go down the line. Doomsday Airsoft for all the big support. Doomsday again. Fuck.
You want some help with this?
You know what it is? I don't know what it is, man. Lately,
the players wanted for having Dead End Outfitters on. How's that? Does that help out?
I want to thank Dead End Outfitters for all the support they give us throughout the year and all that. We want to thank High Powered Airsoft for all the lovely BBs. We want to go ahead and thank Norwest Airsoft for the support they give us. Doomsday Airsoft for the continued support and also giving us some firsthand information. We also want to thank Third Coast Airsoft, particularly Z Monster, for giving us a lot of great information each time that he comes on.
Indeed.
So before we end the stream, I just have one last question. Hey, Greg, where's my gun?